There has never been a time in history in which the good guys were zip tying children.
Trying it. They are trying it, black people, black Americans. They want you out in those streets. They don't want you to take a step back, take a deep breath, and look at the entire picture. They don't want you to do that. So they are using our children to try to trigger us to get out into those streets. They want you in those streets so that they can beat you black, blue, and bloody, arrest you, or murder you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, because this was fake. This is a viral photograph of a police officer arresting this little baby. And it's supposed to be a police officer arresting this little black baby in Chicago. This is a viral photograph. And my people are deep in their feels over this photograph. It's fake. It's fake. First of all, you can't find where this photograph originated from. You only see the photograph attached to posts made about ICE. There's no video attached to it. There's no news story attached to it. Yeah, it's just a photograph attached to thousands of comments about ICE. Second, I was like, why is the photograph so blurry? Blurry. And then I came across this. My girl changed the system, had posted this in response to someone who posted the picture. She had done her own research on the image, and this is what she found. She went to this website, leadstories.com, and she found out that the image is from a TikTok humor video about an officer arresting his toddler. And now someone has taken a still shot, probably a screenshot from the video, blew it up, and circulated it online to enrage black people to get them out into those streets. But I wanted to know more. I wanted to know if there was, I wanted to see the video, right? I wanted to see the video, wanted to see what the caption said, all of that jazz. So I took the image and I put it into the Google machine, and all of these posts came up. All of the posts are either about ICE, and then there was a few posts where people were saying that the image was fake, right? Couldn't find the source of the video or the image. So I went on over to Alfred. For those of you who follow me, Alfred is my AI tool. And I asked Alfred, can they find out more information about the image? Can they find where the image originated from? And this is what Alfred came back with. Alfred says, the image in question, showing what appears to be a child being handcuffed by an ICE agent, is not authentic. It originated as an AI-generated image, not a real photograph, and has been falsely circulated online to imply it depicts a genuine incident during recent ICE raids in Chicago. According to multiple fact checks from reputable sources like Reuters and AFP, this image was created using an artificial intelligence tool, specifically Grok, the AI chatbot from X, AI. X would be Twitter, as a fictional portrayal in response to anxieties about ICE operations under the Trump administration. The creator of the image confirmed directly to fact checkers that it is synthetic and shared screenshots of the AI generation process. Experts in digital forensics also analyzed.
Hello, it's Afam. How are you doing? I'm hoping that you're doing great. From wherever you're watching me from, I'm your host and presenter in Tech Stories. There's something that I want to talk about, something that I feel like it's really important. But at the end of the day, there's so much confusion that is going around this topic, because we saw a video, I think it was 5 days ago, when we saw a video of these black kid being zip tied by a black ICE agent, right? And this sparked different debates, but what still stands at this point is that the intention of that video was so much clear. The intention of that video was to cause a lot of chaos. The intention of that video was to cause a lot of resentment, of which it did start to do. But at the end of the day, I think it's time that black people become so much careful, because everyone is trying to make you get raged, make you get triggered, because when you see such kind of images, first thing that you'll ask is, what are you doing to a kid? Like, that's a kid, right? And everyone is trying to ask this question. But when you get to look at the authenticity of everything that you see on the social media today, it becomes so much high. The authenticity of what you see on social media, it becomes so much challenging because of the use of artificial intelligence. Somebody can just wake up in the morning and generate a video like me talking to you on this podcast, and they know a way to synchronize what I usually say and how I usually speak to you, right? And so the use of artificial intelligence, in as much as it has helped a lot of people, it has also come with challenges. But the topic in question is, why are they using artificial intelligence to confuse people, to bring chaos, to make black people go on the street so that they can be targeted? I think it's time that we have creators like Tabitha Speaks Politics, and they try to warn you to be careful of what you're doing out there, because at the end of the day, what you're doing is going to affect you. And now, since all these folks learned that black people, it's not easy for them to get on the street, they're trying to look at something that can make mass trigger to black people, something that can make them go out there, something that can make them go fight. Because when you just see a kid being zip tied, that rings an alarm at the back of your head, and you need to be careful, because this is a trick and they're trying to play on black people. So let's watch the video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts. So those who are watching it for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. But until then, let me see you in my next video.
The image and found unmistakable signs of AI generation, such as unnatural anatomical features and lighting abnormalities. The image has viral reach due to heightened attention on actual ICE raids in Chicago, where credible reports confirm that there have indeed been aggressive enforcement actions and children were reportedly zip-tied during these operations. However, while the real events are disturbing and widely reported, this specific viral photo is AI generated and not documentary evidence of those actions. In summary, the photo you reference is not real and should not be used as actual documentation of ICE behavior in Chicago. It is an example of AI-generated imagery going viral amid real news, intensifying the emotional response but not accurately representing actual events. So again, I repeat myself from yesterday's video. Black people, take a deep breath, take a step back, and think things through. They are working overtime to try to incite us, to try to get us out in those streets. One, because the regime wants to call martial law. Because he doesn't want there to be a 2026 election. So they want martial law. All of these other POC communities, they want us out in the street so that they can sacrifice us in order to save themselves. They want us out in those streets. They want us beaten and bloodied and arrested and killed. So I know what's happening, or what has happened, because from what I understand from people that I follow who live in Chicago, the ICE agents were after Venezuelans in that apartment complex. Yes, black people were detained. But the black people have since been released. And they've found the gang members that they were searching for. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Don't go out there in those streets. Don't let them use your body for their good. It's time that they step up.
In which the good guys were zip tying children.
I need to be very, very, very serious about my words as I speak them. Okay, I need to be very, very careful with my words. Because something like this is easy to get just mad. But I need the large Caucasian majority of this country to understand something. Okay, I need you to truly understand something. Almost everything you have ever been taught about life in America is a lie. A flat out lie. It is propaganda that was passed to you by your grandparents and your parents. Like the idea that if you see black people getting arrested, they obviously committed a crime. Ain't that what y'all been taught? Ain't that what y'all been taught? We're violent. We're thieves. We steal shit. We're lazy. I don't know how the fuck you are a lazy thief, but I digress. We cheat. We steal. We're animals. We kill for no reason. Y'all have been boogeymaned by black on black crime in Chicago so much that now you're repeating what the boogeyman told you. Can you find violence within the black community? Of course you can. There are human beings in there. They're not these weird space aliens. But at that exact same token, you can find violence anywhere, in any community. You really can. The reason I am saying this to you is because if you look at this picture of a toddler being zip tied by a cop, if you can look at that and still think that way, you might as well just go ahead and admit your racism and get it the fuck over with. Because if you're going to tell me a toddler deserved that, you are not a person I ever want to be around. I never want to be around you. Never. There might be a threat of physical violence if I do. Your miseducation, your disinformation that was given to you, and that mentality is why that cop put a toddler in zip ties. I want you to genuinely understand something. If something is important, they will take it away from you. If something isn't important, they'll allow you to have it. And by they, I mean the powers that be, the rich, the powerful, whatever. You can brag about how many weapons you have because, quite frankly, the government you think you're going to take down doesn't give a fuck. They got shit that doesn't even need human beings in it. It can fly over your house and end your entire bloodline in one shot. So yes, brag about your Second Amendment. Nobody cares. The people you think you're going to fight, they don't give a fuck. They got shit that's twice that size. You ever notice that? You ever notice that? They scare you into buying more of the product. And how do they scare you? With people that look like me. Some of y'all will see that toddler with zip ties around in the back. And you will say that's how they all are, because that's exactly what you've been taught. You'll sit there and look and go, well, what did he do? You see how conditioned that is? It's a lie, kids. And it is a lie that has led to the deaths and just injury to my community. But not just my community. They are rounding up anybody that speaks Spanish. Why do you think that is? Because you were told a lie. You were told it by your parents and your grandparents and the family members around you, but it was a lie nonetheless. Got y'all believing that the southern border is so open, people are just passing through like it's a Walmart, and some of you have never went and checked. You had to hear from a guy who heard it 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 from the goddamn guy that was sitting next to the guy. In other words, the worst game of telephone ever. And you believed it. You believed it. So to watch children with leukemia getting snatched out of cancer wards and hospitals, you're perfectly okay with it. Because in your head, that's an illegal. Not a child with leukemia, not a child who is fighting for their life. No, an illegal. And as long as you see the world that way, as long as you believe that the world is exactly what your parents and grandparents and other family members taught you, shit like a toddler in zip ties matters. It's good for you. There's an entire group of white women driving around all across the United States banning books. And they're telling you it's because of gay. They're telling you because it's racist. They're telling you all of these things. But are you even reading the books? No. That's something they won't let you have. Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended off his show for not even saying anything about Charlie Kirk, but saying something about Orange Oompa Loompa Cheeto Man, who thinks that it is wrong for people to criticize him. They are taking something from you. They're taking something from you. And as long as you see it and justify it, as long as you see it and recognize it, but choose to only fall back on the shit you were taught, you will find a justification for a toddler in zip ties. You will. It will make you the sickest human being that's ever walked the face of the earth, but it will make you justify it. And the craziest part about it is y'all expect the people that you have used stereotypes on to conform to those stereotypes for you. You expect us to play the roles that you have been taught. You expect me to be violent. Large black man, I'm violent. You expect every gay person to be flamboyant, but want your children. You expect black women to be angry and mad all the time. You expect that. And when it doesn't happen, now you don't know how to act. You're looking at something that you have been told is one way, and it's actually another way. Does that cause you any amount of thought process about maybe this is wrong? Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Because now you questioning Mama and Papa. Now you're questioning mom and dad. Now you're questioning your uncles and your aunts and your cousins that gave you that bullshit year after year, moment after moment, and you never questioned it. Now you are literally looking at a toddler in zip ties and asking yourself, what kind of inhumane person would do that? You know what kind of inhuman person would do that. You were raised by them. They bought you Christmas presents and birthday presents, baked you cakes, took you fishing, taught you how to shoot, taught you how to hunt. And they filled your head with so much bullshit that it literally is making you dumber. That is a toddler in zip ties, ladies and gentlemen. I genuinely want you to see the toddler before you see the black toddler. Because if you see the black toddler in zip ties, all you're going to do is think about those stereotypes. But if you see a child, a baby, being handcuffed in the back by zip ties, then maybe you'll start questioning some of that bullshit. Maybe. But how many of you will do it? How many? How many of you will finally challenge mom and dad's thinking? A toddler.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you watch me from. One thing that I'll honestly say is that there's so many concepts that I could talk about in regards to this. Honestly, let's just say, even if it was not AI, because some other source of information are saying that this just was a father was playing with a kid, right? But you understand the motive towards pushing the video, because just the fact that you are going to see the picture, leave alone the video, the fact that you're going to see the picture itself is going to ring something in your head, and you're going to find yourself so mad at what is happening. You're going to find yourself getting sad because you're going to see, and what you're going to see is that you're going to see a kid, and they are emotionally manipulating. They are emotionally trying to get you out. They are emotionally targeting you so that you can feel triggered by all those things and get out on the streets and start talking about the Black Lives Matter. And that's how they'll get you. Because once you get on the street, you know what they're going to do. They're going to send a lot of police who is going to bring law and order. And when they bring order, it means that some people won't let it go easily. And some people might want to be physical when they are confronted by the police, and they'll ask them, why are you trying to stop us? And you seeing what's happening is wrong. And that's when they're going to get black people. I think it's imperative that black people should keep remaining silent, keep staying in their houses, focus on how to stock food, focusing on how to be vigilant, especially in this time when people are having economic recession. I think there's so much that black people can worry about. We have a huge economic recession that people need to put their energy into, like think of ways of coming up with an extra source of income so that you can pay your bills. Instead of letting us get triggered by all these things, they are doing this because they know that your voices are strong. And when they were so much disappointed when you didn't get out to support them, when you did get out to speak for them, I'm talking about all these group of people that were affected by every decision that was made by the president of the United States. And you know how it really affected people. And so the fact that they didn't see black people on the streets, they didn't see black people protesting, because black people are saying that they were on a holiday. Black people are saying that they got nothing to do with this, because honestly, they had nothing to do with this, because all the problems that you are seeing, or the problems that were self-inflicted, white folks inflicted this problem towards themselves, but then they wanted the black voices. And so when they missed, when they never found the black voices, or when they didn't see black people out on the streets with them, they got disappointed, right? And so they're trying so much ways to avenge. And also another thing that I'd like to explain is that everything that you're trying to see right now will always try to make the two parties point fingers, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. There is always finger pointing between the two. And artificial intelligence has always been used against black people. It has been used to first trigger black people. It has always been used to show some things about black people, to perpetuate the hood culture. And I've seen all these images, and I've seen people talk about how they're using artificial intelligence to depict or to show how how black people looks like. And so you get to understand all these concepts and just see it for what it is, and see it. You need to look at it like deeply. Some of us might look at this myopically, but when you get to have a view, like look at it deeply, you're getting to see that there is something that these people are going to gain when they push black people on the street. First, you understand, and I've said this, the voices of black people have been so instrumental in the United States. And that's what they want. Because the moment you get out protesting, there are two things that could happen. First, they're going to bait you, go out there. There's so many chaos that will happen. True, once you get out there, they will also get out there and use you to push their agendas and say that now we need to stand together as black people. Now we need to stand together as white people. Now we need to collectively stand together, because that's what the United States did. It's true. That's what the United States need. It needs a revolution. But it should be a reciprocated revolution. Where were a lot of black people where were white people when a lot of black people needed them, right? They were nowhere to be seen. And so all of this that you're seeing, these people are trying so much so that they can have black people on the street. It really means something. And all I can say generally to my black brothers and sisters who are watching me is that you need to just be careful. You need to look for yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to, just look at things deeply and understand how all these things goes, right? And so that's what I had to say about this. Please, let me know what you feel and think about this video. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salam.